Former Mossad Chief Yossi Cohen is reportedly exploring launching his own political party and run for the next general election in Israel. According to Israeli media reports, rather than join an established party, Cohen is reportedly leaning towards starting his own party. Cohen was Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's national security advisor and later led Mossad under Netanyahu. The two reportedly share a close history. And according to Israeli media reports, Netanyahu has long viewed Cohen as a possible successor, along with Israeli Minister of Strategic Affairs Ron Dermer. In the past, Cohen had reportedly considered partnerships with several top Israeli political leaders, including former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, ex-Deputy Prime Minister Lieberman, as well as Netanyahu. But Israeli media reports saying that Cohen now prefers forming his own party, reportedly believing Israeli politics needs new leadership and direction. Cohen's political ambitions coming at a significant time, a rather turbulent time for Netanyahu's coalition. Ultra-Orthodox parties within the Israeli government have threatened to collapse the alliance over the failure to pass a bill exempting yeshiva students from military service, raising the prospect of early elections. Meanwhile, Netanyahu's popularity within Israel continues to slump. An Israeli survey last week found that if elections were held, parties aligned against Netanyahu, spearheaded by former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, could win 72 seats. In contrast, Netanyahu's current bloc would fall well short, projected to take just 48 seats, far below the 60-seat threshold required to form a government. Throughout the majority of last month, Israelis took to the streets, remember, across the country, protesting against Netanyahu and his government, calling for the immediate release of hostages held by Hamas, and against what they viewed as unnecessary prolonging of the Gaza war. India stands on the brink of history. After 41 years, an Indian astronaut is set to soar into space, reigniting the country's space ambitions. Under Axiom Mission 4, the private astronaut flight will be the first one to carry an Indian astronaut to the International Space Station. The liftoff will be carried out on June 11, giving a head start to India's cosmic leap. This much-anticipated journey will be piloted by India's Shubhanshu Shukla.
The countdown has electrified 1 billion hearts. Indian Air Force Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla will blast off aboard SpaceX's Falcon 9. He is the first Indian astronaut in 41 years to venture into space, and the very first to set foot aboard the International Space Station. This is not just a mission, it is a giant leap for Indian science, pride and possibility. India spent over $60 million for the preparation for this mission. Shukla and his multinational crew will embark on a series of critical food experiments for the Indian Space Research Organization, pushing the boundaries of sustainable living in the unforgiving vacuum of space.
I think I'm excited about all the aspects of this mission, starting with the first time that we will be in a position to observe the Earth from a vantage point that only a handful of people on this planet have ever experienced. And after that, the experience of floating in microgravity and, everyday activities that seem so simple for us, like walking, sleeping, eating, or, drinking water, they all become very different once you are up in space. So I'm really looking forward to having that experience.
Shukla's parents are jubilant and are praying for his safe journey.
We are very happy and are anticipating with positivity that he complete his mission. We want him to complete it and be relaxed. We are extremely exalted as he inches closer to completing the mission. Everyone is very happy.
The 4-crew mission is launching from US in collaboration with private company Axiom Space aboard a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule. This mission marks India's boldest manned space venture since Rakesh Sharma's 1984 Soyuz flight. Yet unlike a one-off, Shukla's journey into orbit is a strategic leap. Shukla is one of the 4 astronauts for India's ambitious Gaganyaan mission. Scheduled for launch in 2027, India aims to send up to a 3-member crew into low Earth orbit for up to 3 days. India's cosmic leap has truly begun. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
If you thought everyone gets the same benefits from exercise if they put in the exact same effort, you might want to think again. Let's tell you what a study says and what it tells us about the link between gender and exercise. According to a new study, women may not need to work out as long or as hard as men to enjoy the same heart health benefits. In fact, researchers have found that women can achieve the same cardiovascular perks as men with roughly half the effort. Now, before men say it's unfair or question it, let's just break this down for you. The study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology showed that when women clocked in just 2.5 hours of moderate to vigorous exercise per week, like brisk walks, bike rides, or dance fitness classes, they got the same survival benefits as men who were sweating it out for 5 hours. Which could mean that you can spend the extra time doing literally anything else, reading a book, watching reality TV, perhaps even helping those who are still lifting weights for another 2 hours. Speaking of weights specifically, the study also looked at muscle strengthening activities. What were the findings? Women hit peak benefits from just 1 strength session a week, and men needed 3 to get the same gains. Now, of course, this does not mean you should cancel your workouts or cut down on the amount of exercise you're putting in. The researchers emphasize that more exercise is still good. Women do continue to see benefits even beyond the 2.5-hour mark. But if you are short on time or just not feeling fit enough to work out, science now says no need for guilt. For decades now, scientists have talked about plants responding to sound waves, with over 200 studies suggesting flora can literally hear what's happening in their environment. From rice paddies in Asia to vineyards in France, farmers have secretly serenaded their crops with everything from Mossad to Metallica. But now new research has shattered every assumption about what plants actually crave. The gardening world has been turned upside down in a way by researchers who have just proven what some have suspected for years. Plants are classical music fans. And this study that's in a way sending shockwaves through botanical circles, pak choi plants exposed to classical music did not just survive, they absolutely thrived, growing heavier and more luxurious than their rock and roll counterparts. Researchers tested the effects of different musical genres on plant development using controlled growth chambers. The results were absolutely stunning. Classical music enhanced photosynthesis, boosted chlorophyll content, and made roots dig deeper into the earth, like nature was waltzing in a way. Meanwhile, the rock and roll exposed plants had lower biomass and even signs of stress responses, as if they'd been to a bad concert. Why the difference? What explains this? Scientists believe it is the frequency and the rhythm of the music. Classic compositions mirror the natural vibrations found in the environment: wind, bird calls, rain, while loud, erratic beats disrupt the plant's internal processes. Beyond pak choi, this discovery may transform vertical farming, greenhouses, and even household gardening. Soundscapes might soon be as essential as fertilizers. Music, it turns out, is not just food for the soul, it's fuel for the leaves. And as humanity looks for smarter, greener ways to feed our planet, maybe the next agricultural revolution will have a soundtrack, and it won't be Metallica.